This is one of the inconveniences of living on a boat. Well, if you want a fast internet connection, you have to jump in your car, drive around town, and then if you have friends that live there, but they're not home, you sit in your car in their driveway, connect to their internet, and upload your videos. So here I am, advertising our channel and, uploading our video. Gotta have fun. Just as I promised last week, we're showing you the almost finished product for the Catalina 40 of my friend Richard. Now, as you can see, other than that back part that still needs a little bit of sanding, most of the keel has been fixed. Now, the water intrusion came from the front and the back part of where the keel meets the boat. The bolts for the keel were loose and not torqued properly. So after torquing them, we fixed all the keel and the fiberglass that was delaminated. So it looked pretty good by the time we were done. And as we were leaving the Valleyfield Marina, we came across this big rig carrying also big rock truck. Now, as you can see, it had a really hard time pulling it, but hey, made us laugh. So guys, here it is. The cover's put back on, and now we tried putting the screws back in here, and all the holes have been oversized, and I'm guessing I'm not the first one who played with these. And what happened is all the screws are pretty much not grabbing on anything anymore. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the cover back off, and we're going to install, well, we're going to pour some liquid epoxy down all the holes and pretty much start from scratch. So this will make this part a lot tighter and more secure. Now, at the same time, this is our Traveler, and as you can see, it's been weathered, and the paint's coming off, and it's not exactly looking too pretty. So at the same time, we're going to sand it down and give it a nice coat of paint to have the finish of the boat look a little prettier. So that'll be for next week's video, because, well, we're out of time for this week. Here we are on another trip to the
Marine
Outfitters for
boat parts
and more boat parts. Oh, wait a minute. More boat parts.
Boat parts.
Well, see you there. Hey guys, well, today we're working on a CNC 34. Good friend here, Willie, and so we did a tune-up, complete ignition system, and changed a couple of sensors, such as this one, which is a temperature sensor, and this one for the oil pressure. As well, one of the complaints on this motor was that after being warmed, there was no oil pressure, so the gauge is working fine. We tested it, and now we're going to make sure that the sensor was good. So after changing the spark plugs, putting a new thermostat in it, and cleaned it all up, well, we're going to see what it says. So I think the next time we're going to see this thing, she'll be fired up and running. And also, for all those people that have these universal 30-horse gas motors in their boats, we've looked up new thermostats for these engines, and you're looking between $175 and $300 to get one to Canada. Now, please, if somebody knows a cheaper version or something that fits exactly in the hole, please comment below and leave us maybe a website or a phone number that we can get some. Now, in this case, because it makes no sense to spend $300 on a thermostat when, I don't know if you guys can see clearly, but we ashed out just a bit of the downpipe on this engine fitting for the thermostat. And what we did is we bought a GM 350 low temperature thermostat, which is 160 degrees. So at 160, it's completely open. It will not make the engine overheat in any way, shape, or form. And if you guys can see, it fits exactly in the hole with a little bit of a play where the two nipples are in here. As you can see, the nipples go on. And there you go. It fits perfectly. There's no lip, no nothing. And it works awesome. So, well, like I said, if somebody gets a better idea, please mention it in the comments. I want to pay attention to the price that's written right here. $272 for the thermostat for a universal atomic 4. Now, if we go back and select the 140 degree thermostat, it's $199, and this one from Universal, 160 degrees Fahrenheit, is $115. But if you click on this one, these ones are pre 1974, 5, if I'm not mistaken, from 1967. So these are A1s, and these are, this one's A2, and this one's also A2, but does not fit directly in the hole. So now you can understand why we decided to go with a Chevy thermostat and just modify the system a bit to make it work. Well, here it is, guys. Finished product. Repainted these things. Brand new hardware. Same thing for the companionway cover. All new hardware. Silicone down the holes. New screws with 5200. And now we're just missing a bead of silicone here so the water doesn't go underneath this thing. So we're going to go get that tomorrow and finish it up. Sorry we didn't take a video about remastering our boat, but we were kind of pressed with time. A lot to do in a very short amount of time. So after I completely redone the mast, all the wiring, lighting, halyards, every single line, check all the sheaves, we actually put it on the boat just before the lockdown in Ontario, and this is in April 2021. But and then obviously I had to rewire the boat to match the mast, and I was just waiting for the mast to be in the boat just to make it easier to match up the wires. We every single year, and this is without mistaken, when we either put our boat in the water ready for the season, or we take the big shrink wrap away or off the boat, it snows. And the weekend we took the shrink wrap off, it was 21 degrees, I think, in the sun, no wind, beautiful, beautiful. And sure enough, on Thursday, it was -1 and snowing. Mind you, it only stayed around for about 24 hours, but sure enough, snowing. Just our luck. Thanks a lot for watching. Now, even through all the repairs and upgrades and getting ready for the summer season 2021, I am emailing back and forth with Ron Holman, which is the CFO for Parks Canada throughout Canada, which is based in Gatineau or Hull. And after a few exchange, I've been trying to make sense of chickens on Park Canada land. Now, apparently, chickens are not allowed on Park Canada land at all, even if they're ESAs. Now, the Human Rights Commission clearly states that an ESA animal can be any animal as long as the owner has a written statement from a qualified doctor that states that the ESA does help that person, and that's the only requirement. There's no registration or anything. Now, also, the Human Rights Commission of Canada clearly states that a disability such as mental illness or mental health issues is not cannot be discriminated against at all. Now, people are allowed to bring cats, dogs, ferrets, chickens, or any animal on a plane, a train, a city bus, Greyhound. It doesn't matter which mode of transportation, as long as the owner is the owner is liable to any damage that that animal does while he's on the mode of transportation. Also, there's discrimination against. There can't be any discrimination for about where you live in that animal and where you go with that animal. Now, clearly, the CFO for Parks Canada does not understand that he's discriminating actually against me for giving me tickets because I'm bringing my ESA animal, which is a chicken, on national park lands. Now, keep it in mind, I'm treating my ESA as a domestic animal. So, my chicken's under leash at all times. I have complete control over her. She stays on a boat. When she's not on a boat, she's on a leash. The only time I take her off a leash, which again she's not going to go very far, is when she takes a dust bath. So, really and clearly, my chicken is in much better health than any bird on that island, and I think it's more of a rhetorical issue where my chicken might get some kind of parasite or disease from the birds on the park land and not the other way around. So, if any of our viewers can maybe forward an email to Mr. Ron Holman or the Minister for Minister for that takes care of Parks Canada. That gentleman lives in BC somewhere. His writing is in BC. Now, also, or if somebody, because I have contacted the Human Rights Commission of Canada, and they have yet to return any of my calls or applications from their website. If one of you is a lawyer or know a lawyer that would be willing to take this on, I'll be more than happy to follow through, because as much as me, it's my chicken today, and tomorrow they're going to tell you can't bring your XYZ on Parks Canada because, well, they don't want to, as a person with a disability, which is totally wrong. And at some point, I think, the Canadian government needs to be reminded that Parks Canada land are land that is Crown land, which is for the public, the Canadian people. In which time or when did Parks Canada stop making these lands available to the public and can tell us to stay away, get off their land? How does that work? And get off their land with our domestic animals, and even more so our ESAs. Totally unreasonable, totally unacceptable. And again, I'll see what I can do, and I'll keep you guys updated. Let's see where this goes. If you guys want to help us without doing much at all, please click like and subscribe, and possibly that little bell to get notifications next time we put out a video. Thanks, guys.